Something about this case doesn't sit right. At first, it looked like a tragic incident, the kind of story that appears in headlines for a moment and then fades away. But the more details that come out, the more questions start to appear. Because what really happened to Ashley Jana in Zanzibar might not be as simple as it first seemed. And now, new information coming from local sources, and statements tied to the investigation, are adding layers that people can't ignore anymore. From reported arguments, to timeline inconsistencies, to details that haven't fully been explained. This story is starting to feel a lot bigger than anyone expected. So let's break this down carefully. Because this isn't just about what happened. It's about what might have happened. According to reports attributed to officials connected to the investigation in Zanzibar, Ashley Jana and Joe McCann arrived at a resort together, with plans to stay until early April. At first, everything appeared normal. But behind the scenes, multiple sources now claim that tensions between the two had already started to build. Some local accounts suggest there were disagreements almost immediately after they arrived. Heated moments. Arguments. The kind of conflict that doesn't always stay private, especially in a place where people are close by. In fact, one reported detail claims that at one point, a nearby guest may have alerted hotel staff after hearing a disturbance. And if that's true, it means whatever was happening between them wasn't minor. It was serious enough to be noticed. According to a reported timeline, hotel staff eventually separated the two into different villas. A move that, on the surface, sounds like an attempt to calm the situation. But now, this is where things start to raise questions. Because the distance between those villas, reportedly several minutes apart, has become a key part of the timeline. A detail that some people online are now analyzing very closely. Later that evening, according to the same reports, a staff member visited Ashley's room during routine rounds. She reportedly asked for a phone charger. A small, normal request. Nothing unusual. The attendant left, and was asked to return shortly after. But when he came back, there was no response. No lights. No movement. And what happened next is where the story takes a devastating turn. Using an emergency key, the staff member entered the room. And inside? He discovered Ashley in critical condition. She was still alive at that moment, according to reports, but in distress. Emergency help was called immediately. She was rushed for treatment. Transferred for further care. But tragically, she did not survive. And that's the official sequence of events as it's currently being described. But here's where things begin to get complicated. Because outside of official statements, there's another layer. Local discussions. Online speculation. Unverified claims that are spreading fast. Some individuals familiar with the area have suggested that Joe McCann was not entirely unfamiliar with Zanzibar. That he had visited before. That he may have known people in the area. These are claims that have not been officially confirmed. But they've led to questions. Questions about familiarity, about connections, and about whether those factors could influence how events unfolded. There are also reports, again, unverified, that multiple individuals, including staff members, were questioned during the investigation. Which, in cases like this, is not unusual. But for many people watching from the outside, it adds to the uncertainty. Then there's another detail that has caught attention online. Claims about a personal item, an engagement ring, being recovered under unclear circumstances. Some reports suggest it may be undergoing analysis. But as of now, there is no confirmed public conclusion regarding that detail. And that's important. Because in a situation like this, facts matter. And speculation can easily go too far. At the same time, attention has turned to the relationship itself. Some sources have claimed that the couple had been experiencing ongoing tension even before the trip. Arguments. Emotional stress. But again, these are claims coming from secondary sources, not officially verified statements. Which means they should be viewed carefully. Because when a case like this gains attention, narratives can form quickly. And not all of them are accurate. What we do know is this. There was no confirmed forced entry reported publicly. There was a timeline involving staff interaction. And there was a tragic outcome that is still under investigation. Meanwhile, Ashley's family is reportedly still seeking clarity. Looking for answers. Waiting for official findings that could explain what truly happened. And until those answers are released, everything else remains uncertain. That's the reality of this case right now. Not a clear story. Not a finished conclusion. But an ongoing investigation surrounded by questions. And those questions are what keep people watching. Because when something doesn't fully make sense, people don't just move on. They look closer. They analyze. They try to connect the dots. But sometimes, the dots aren't all visible yet. And in moments like this, the most important thing is patience. waiting for verified information, for confirmed findings, for the truth to come from the people actually investigating the case. Because until then, everything else is just a theory. So now the question becomes, what really happened that night? And when the full truth finally comes out, will it match what people think they already know? Or will it change everything? Let me know what you think.